Programming on 90.7 WKGC and the Commodore Sports Network is sponsored by Sweet Bay. Sweet Bay is a bayfront village in Panama City that features parks, walking trails to the water, a future town center, and more. A community connected at the water's edge, Sweet Bay. More information about Sweet Bay online at sweetbayfl.com or 844-35-SWEET.
Welcome, Commodore fans, to Coach's Corner, a production of Gulf Coast State College's digital media program here. I want to thank the folks at Sweet Bay for underwriting Coach's Corner. Today, Coach Kuhn and I will talk about the Lady Commodores, 11-4 overall, Coach, at the break. Ranked number 4 in the state coaches poll, ranked 19th in the NJCA national poll. So not too bad. When it was at one time we thought we might not have had a team.
Yeah.
But anyway, we played some games over the holiday. We took a break.
Yep.
And I think that break's going to show up some in the games we played. So we played 3 we're going to talk about today, and then we got 2 huge games coming up this week, but I guess from now on they're all huge games.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, let's jump right in, Coach. We played back on December 28th.
Yeah.
We played Georgia Highlands, the 7th ranked team in the country. Came up short, 80-75. At the end of first, it was 19-19. Then they won 20-17, 19-18, and 22-21. So, but you come back after a long break. Did that have some effect on this game, Coach?
Yeah, I mean, I think every time you come back after a break, regardless, you're not in your normal flow of practice and, being around each other and, obviously it's a layoff with the break, and it was a long one this year, the way the schedule is kind of laid out, and obviously there's some rust there, even though we were right there to win the game, we had a chance, but we just didn't capitalize when we need to or get it done, and they're a good team. I mean, they're ranked 7th in the country for a reason, and we beat them the first time, and they got us this time, in Georgia, on almost their home court, you would say. So yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of layover break. I think there always is, and not having as much time to prepare and get ready for them. Obviously, it's not ideal, but everybody's kind of in the same boat, and it was a good game, and we just kind of came up short that day.
So conditioning a little bit of an effect there, because the dedicated athletes are going to run when they go home.
Yeah.
But not everybody's going to run. And
not everybody does run, and especially with all going on and with the COVID and everything else. I mean, it's just been it was a crazy kind of break, So I don't think our conditioning was too bad though, but it was still definitely a factor.
Well, you look at it, he had 28 turnovers in that game. Either they played extremely high pressure defense, or we had some rust there too.
I would say it was they played good D, but there was also a lot of rust. I mean, I think we averaged going into the game about 13 turnovers a game. We had 20 at the half. I mean, and all that being said, it was still a 5-point game.
Yep.
I mean, so I think, Russ was definitely a factor there, turning the ball over, obviously, a huge key. And,
And you had 3 players in double figures. Now, Robertson with 22 that night.
Yeah.
A lot of folks will say, ooh, that's a big night. For her, she might have been down a little bit.
Yeah, no, I think that was, she was definitely down, showed some rust, and even though she had 22, it was still a down game for her. She could have been better.
So in that case, she was 0 from 2 behind the 3-point line, 10 of 14 from the floor though, so still not bad shooting.
Yeah.
Or 6 of 16, I should say, 10 of 14 from the free throw line. So probably one of your better free throw shooters. On the other hand, if we look at, while we're talking about free throws, 21 of 34.
Yeah, not our best.
Lost enough, win the game.
Yep.
Even if you only hit half of them.
Half of them win the game. Yeah,
so,
exactly.
So that, no, I'm not trying to give you a hard time, Coach. We just,
I know, James.
we
not at all.
We're just talking about numbers and things that are sitting in here, because we got to look at those games. And so 2 of 13 from behind the arc.
Yep.
Here again reflected there. 26 of 67, 38.8% from the floor.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
So, but, you know, if we could hit a few more of those threes, hit a few more free throws, knock off the number 7th ranked team in the
One or
country.
two of those categories go up or down, one or two calls, and, you know, you walk out of there with a win.
So, now, on the 29th, we played St. Pete.
Yeah.
And won 82-58, so a nice bounce-back game.
Nice bounce back game. You know, as I was talking to you before we got on the air here, I happened to not be at that game. I was back in New York for a funeral. I had to be there. So my assistant coach got his first win as a head coach. So they took care of business, and you know, the girls kind of rallied around him, and you know, I told them to hold it down there while I was gone and take care of business, and they did. So, I mean, to be honest, I didn't get to watch really any of that game, but I saw the end result and the score. My assistant called me and gave me the update.
Right.
So that always helps after, you know, being away from the team, especially for something like a funeral. So.
And sorry to hear that, Coach.
Yeah, no, I appreciate
so
it.
everybody, it's a fact of life and things we have to deal with. If we look at the game by the quarters, we won 23-16. We won the second 17-12. Third quarter was tied at 16 apiece, and then fourth quarter come out and outscored them 26-14. For an 82-58.
Nice way to end that.
A nice game. Turnovers down to 18 for that game.
Yeah.
So that number's coming in the right place. 4 of your players in double figures. Robertson with 19 for the night. So now, is that some because everybody's realizing they got to contain her and make somebody else beat them?
I mean, I think you know, these teams going forward, especially in conference, if you have half a brain, if you look at the overall scoring in the country, I think she's still 3rd or 4th in the country in scoring.
Right.
So, I mean, obviously she's going to be on everybody's scouting report, and, you know, she's going to have to adjust accordingly, you know, for us to continue the success that we've had going forward.
Well, if you look at Boyd and Downs, 2 of your starters finished with 13.
Yeah.
Smith come off the bench with 13. So that was a nice
Amani played well throughout the course of the weekend. You know, good spark off the bench. You know, knocking in threes, attacking the rim defensively. You know, she played. She had a good weekend.
So in that case, now from the free throw line, much better. 19 of 24, 79.2%.
Yeah.
You win championships with that. 9 of 16 from behind the arc. You can win championships with that at 56.3 and 27. 61 from the floor for 43.3%. So a nice shooting. Now, the next night on the 30th, we played South Georgia Tech, ranked number 16th in the country.
Yeah.
So, you know, I know you inherited that schedule, but so in this case, it's definitely battle tested, the Lady Commodores.
Absolutely.
And so in this case, we came up, lost in overtime.
Yeah.
And those are the tough ones.
Yeah.
You know, when you lose by 3 points, 88-85, now you're talking about a possession here or turnover here or miss or break down in your play or your offense or an assignment. Those were always the hardest for me.
Right. No, absolutely. And that was kind of what the game was. I mean, we did enough, you know, got the game into overtime. We went up in overtime. We missed, like you said, 1 or 2 assignments on a shooter that hit 2 threes back-to-back to cut the lead in overtime to put them, you know, in contention and give them a chance to win. And to their credit, you know, they capitalized. They knocked down a shot or 2, and we came up short on the other end. You know, but overall, I mean, we did enough to win the game. I think we came down. We were down 16, and we came back and took the lead. You know, so we were right that we did enough where we could have won it, but obviously, like you said, those things hurt. You come up short, and that was a tough one.
Yep, and in that game, now on the other hand, the nice thing about what I see, Coach, is you got 5 players in double figures.
Yeah.
Robertson with 11. Now you got Boyd scored 24 for you that night.
And if you look, there was 24 all in the second half. So, you know, if a little bit more of that was in the first half, you know, I'd probably be a little happier right now, and you probably walk out of there with a win. So, but the fact that she can do that, you know, in that half, you know, when we get, you know, and like I said, the rust, the layoff, you know, getting everybody back together all on the same page going forward, if we get that effort, we'll be just fine.
Yeah, and in that case, if she can put 2 halves together.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, now look up there. And, you know, here again, Downs with 16, Smith again with 13.
Yeah.
So
like
those
I
are
said,
great efforts.
Amani had a good weekend, for sure.
The biggest part of the game was we shot 19 of 25 from the free throw line for 76. They shot 24 of 28 for 85.7%.
Yeah.
Old saying is, close games, best free throw shooter wins.
Free throws, there you go.
So now, for reward for playing the 7th and the 16th ranked team in the country, we're going to open tomorrow night, Tuesday, in the Billy Harrison Fieldhouse against the defending national champions. They're 14-0 right now. They're ranked number 1 in state coaches poll, and they're ranked number 1 in the NJCA national poll.
Yeah.
So Northwest Florida's coming to town. What do you expect, Coach?
Yeah, they're a pretty good team. You're not number 1 in the country, being 14-0 and not be pretty good. So, yeah, like you said, I think playing the 7th team, the 17th ranked team. We played, I think, the 6th team in the country. Our non-conference schedule has probably prepared us as much as possible as we can until you go into Panhandle play. But as you know, the Panhandle, like I've always said all along, it's the best conference in the country, and clearly that's why we're going to play the number 1 team in the country. Then you'll get 1 day of rest, and then you'll play the number 14th ranked team in the country, Pensacola, on Thursday. So I mean, it's a gauntlet. It's always tough, and and then after that you get your Polo, who's going to be in the top 5, and and
welcome to the Panhandle Conference.
Yeah, it's the Panhandle.
So,
exactly.
So in this case, and when I was doing the rosters, Coach, for Northwest, most of that team, there's 7 or 8 players that returned from last year.
Yeah.
7 or 8 really good players that returned. You got Poa sitting out there. Cornfield came back. Matonda came back. Brown came back. Poa's already averaging 13 points again.
Yeah.
Piper came back from last year, averaging 10 points a game. They moved the ball around. One of the things that's impressive to them is 17.5 assists a game.
Yeah, now the one thing, I haven't seen them live, but watching film on them, they really pass the ball really well. They're a really good passing team, and everything that you just mentioned, they're all coming back from a national championship team. So they're familiar with playing with each other. They know their style, their system offensively, defensively. They know, their team. And when you look at us, we're a team also, but we all got here at the end of August. They've been together for 2 years. So, yeah, they got a slight advantage in that category. But, we'll be ready to go and meet the challenge. I mean, if you don't get excited to play the number 1 team in the country, I don't know what does get you excited if you're a basketball player.
If you're a basketball player. And if you're a fan in the Panhandle Conference, this is what it is. Now, they hold their opponents to 41 points a game. So not only can they win ball games, they don't score extremely high, 70 points a game. Yeah. But if they hold you to 41 or 40, you don't need to.
You don't need to.
Now your reward for playing that will be, we will travel over to Pensacola.
Yep.
They're 12-1 right now, ranked 3rd in the state coaches poll, ranked 15th in the NJCA national poll, against a team that brought several key players back also.
Yeah. No, another great team, and it just goes to show how competitive this conference is and why it is the best in the country. I mean, they're, like you said, 14 or 15, whatever they're ranked, and they're just tough. I've seen them in a scrimmage live, so I know how good they are. I know how hard they play. And the hardest part of doing this is, like you said, you play the number 1 team in the country, you get 1 day rest, and then you go travel, down to Pensacola, which is always a tough place to play.
It's a tough place to play, and that's their Panhandle Conference opener.
And so they got rest for a week and can scout us and be ready for us. And we're worrying about Northwest Florida. You got the number 1 team in the country right now, so try to take care of them first, and then a quick, short preparation, get ready for Pensacola.
Yep. So in that case. Now they're averaging 80 points a game, so they can put up some points.
They can score.
And so Portia, Gulf Coast recruited her last year. Yeah. She was a beast to deal with last year. Going to be that way again. Williams is averaging almost 16 points a game.
Yeah.
So in that case, and they're holding their opponents to 51 points.
51,
So that's going to be tough. But that's what the Panhandle Conference is about. Panhandle Conference standings right now: Northwest 14-0, Chipola 15-1, Pensacola State 12-1, Gulf Coast 11-4, and Tallahassee Community College 3-13. That's the only easy spot. But even then, going to the Eagle Dome will not be a cakewalk.
It's never easy.
It's never easy over there. So. Northwest ranked 1 in state coaches poll, Chipola 2, Pensacola 3, and Gulf Coast is ranked 4. So that shows you where we're at. So with all that being said, Coach, I'm looking forward to tomorrow night, Tuesday, 5:30 in the Billy Harrison Fieldhouse. Come watch the Lady Commodores play on the Commodore Sports Network.
Programming on 90.7 WKGC and the Commodore Sports Network is sponsored by Sweet Bay. Sweet Bay is a bayfront village in Panama City that features parks, walking trails to the water, a future town center, and more. A community connected at the water's edge, Sweet Bay. More information about Sweet Bay online at sweetbayfl.com or 844-35-SWEET.
Welcome back, Commodore fans. Coach Phil Gaffney and I talk about the Commodores and what they did before the break, and two huge games coming up this week, Coach. Commodores right now 11-5 overall, ranked number 9th in the state coaches poll and receiving votes in the NJCAA national poll. So not a bad start. Like to be a little better, but you know, that's where we're at. And let's dive right in. Played some games before the break, and then let's go through those. We played Andrew back on December 17th. That seems like a long time ago. That's even like last year. And so, but we won 76-57, 46 points in the first half, Coach. 46-26, and then 30-31 second half. But that first half was...
No question. We really thought at the end of the semester we were playing our best basketball, and that's what we want to do as a team. Get better, get better, get better. That's what it's about, incrementally getting better. Our championship year, you saw us play, and you saw how we started off, got better. By the end of the year, we were the best team, maybe the best team in the country. Unfortunately, with COVID, we didn't get a chance to prove it. So this year, we're gotten a little bit better, and in those last two games, and you're talking about the Arnold game right now, we're up 46-26 at the half. You know, the game was over at that point. We were tremendous, giving up 26 points in a half, guarding, scoring 46, getting out, running, hitting shots, executing the offense. Just a complete improvement from when we had, because before that we had dropped 2 games. So you're kind of worried, we've dropped 2 games, we go in the wrong direction. We practiced our tails off. We practiced like a team that had lost 2 games. And then we came out the Arnold game and just played great from the get-go.
So, and 2 players, 26 and 25 apiece. And neither one of those was Jamie Pierre-Louis.
That's right. Jamie, who's our first team Panhandle guy, who's been a leader and a great player this year, was sick. He didn't make the trip all the way out there to Waycross, Georgia, and other guys stepped up. And that's the great thing, is we played our best game of the year, and Jamie wasn't there.
And so, now, great nights for Watson and them with 25, and then Chase with 26. That's 51 points.
Yeah, and I think Chase was 12 or 13 for the game. So literally, he didn't miss. It was, and then he also played really good defensively as well. So what a great job by him.
And so in that game, turned the ball over 17 times. They turned it over only 10. So that means not a whole lot of coastal chaos there.
Well, they pressed us and we pressed them, and they did a better job of pressing us. But our half-court defense was on point.
So that looks good. Shot well from the free throw line, 15 or 19 for 78.9%. 7 or 19 from behind the arc for 36.8%, and 27 or 59 for 45.8% from the floor. Not bad shooting for the Commodores.
And that's it. And we got great open threes. We shot great from the free throw line. We got a lot of easy twos, and that was off of our defense. Our defense allowed us to get easy shots, easy threes in transition, easy shots in transition. And when we play good D, there's no coincidence, James, that we had played really well on offense.
Yep. So nice win there. Then on the 18th, we played South Georgia Tech. We won 74-63, 37 points the first half, 37 points the second half, and they scored 30-33. So nice back-to-back wins, Coach.
Great game because South Georgia State, it's my old rivalry. It's my old conference. We used to play Andrew. South Georgia State's always a top team. They were a Hutch team last year. They're loaded with talent. They never win at home. They play in a little bandbox, and that's where we were playing the tournament, Andrew and them. It was only 3 rows of bleachers. It's loud. It's like a bathroom in there. It is extremely tough. You have to do a great job at communicating. Our guys did a phenomenal job communicating, and to not only win but beat them by double digits on their home floor. I think that's their worst loss, maybe their only home loss, and certainly their worst loss of the year. Feel really good about that. We were playing great basketball that Friday, Saturday that we went up there, Thursday, Friday, whatever it was, and we were very pleased to end the semester playing as well as we could.
So in this case, 4 players, and Reed coming off the bench for 10 for you.
Yes, and we've been waiting for Josh to do that. Josh scored 80 a game at Miami-Dade last year, shot 40% from 3. We're waiting for him to come and do that for us. He's 6'7", he can shoot it, he's strong. We need him to make baskets, make points, and he certainly did a great job for us.
And so now, turn the ball over 23 times and still win. That's a great accomplishment.
And again, they are a mirror of us. South Georgia State and Andrew both press the entire game. They're trapping. They have their own version of chaos. So it's tough to handle, especially on the road, where, as we say, we might not get the best refereeing and the other team's being physical with you. So we turned it over way too many times, but we converted enough, played great enough defense that, heck, we only gave up 63 points to a team scoring like 90.
Yep, and it's a good thing it wasn't a little closer, because we kind of struggled from the free throw line, 8 of 18.
That's back to our normal selves, yes.
Yeah.
The whole year we've lost 5 games. All 5 games, if we shot free throws, we'd win.
Win. So 8 of 21 from behind the arc for 38.1, 29 of 50 for 58% from the floor. Now, that's
because we had so many 2s off of our defense.
So in that case, nice win. Now, I don't have any stats on the next game. We lost to Georgia Highlands 72-64. So you're going to have to describe what happened.
Pretty simple. We were up 12 with the ball at the end of the first half, and with 4 seconds to go, they called an offensive foul on our point guard. So, okay, not a big deal, because we thought you had the ball, you're up 12. Well, we're going up 14, and we're going to hit a 3 and go up 15. We've been great at the end of halves this year for taking the clock down and hitting a game winner, or not a game winner, but win the half. And so we were sloppy and lazy getting back. We weren't ready. They put the ball in play. They threw the ball down. They hit a 3. So it doesn't seem like a big deal. You're up 12 or 14 or 15. Now we're up 9. Yeah. And we didn't score the first 7 minutes. And part of that was our defense. We weren't doing a good job on our defense. We were terrible offensively. Missed a lot of bunnies, missed a lot of easy shots. And Georgia Highlands no one told them it wasn't a game. So played a great game. 5 minutes ago, tied game. And again, Pierre-Louis got hurt in the beginning of the game. We sat him out. And then we put him back in towards the end, and probably shouldn't have, because he didn't play well. And he only had 3 points, I think, the whole game. So again, Watson was tremendous, and we added Alex. I can't think of his name. Matthews. Oh. He's in good news. Pajali are both going to be playing for us this semester, and Alex was tremendous. He's been practicing with us all year. D1 transfer from Evansville University, Kentucky Gatorade Player of the Year, and he was phenomenal. If we didn't have him, we would have got killed. Didn't miss a shot, rebounded, was just outstanding on defense. He played great. Good news, didn't play well. He played poorly, but he hasn't played in 3 months. So, he's coming back from a broken foot. So, but he will get better and better and better. It's just going to be time. So now Good News has 3 more practices under his belt, and then he'll get another game tomorrow under his belt. So we expect Alex and Good News to help us a lot. And again, Taurus Watson killed with 27, and Alex did great, and everybody else was really poor offensively. We had one of those games where just turned the ball every time. Georgia Highlands did a great job, just turned us over repeatedly. And we just had a lot of problems with it.
And so, but now I guess the good news is, out of all of that, we got 2 players now that'll be eligible to play. You played most of the games without. And so that has to be
yes, playing without those 2 guys is tough. Good News is not going to really be a big help for us right now, but I think maybe in mid-January he's going to be really good. And Alex was great right off the get-go. And he gives us that size, little strength, brains. It's exactly what we needed. And he was, as advertised, was tremendous.
So in that case, I'm looking forward to seeing those 2 men play. Now, we were supposed to play against Central Georgia Tech. That game was canceled.
Unfortunately, our visit Panama City Beach tournament got appended a little bit. Central Georgia Tech called us the day before and said, we have COVID, we can't come. I don't know how many players have COVID. I don't know if it was 2 and we're not coming, or if it was half our team. I don't know how many were exposed. They said they weren't coming. I, honest to God, almost had 2 teams to come. We just didn't get them, so they didn't show. And so we lost a game, and Chipola lost a game, and that's not good. Chipola and us needed one more game to get our feet under our, get on our feet, and we just we won't get to play it. So Northwest did get an extra game in the tournament, playing East Georgia and playing Georgia Highlands. But unfortunately, Chipola and us, we didn't get that opportunity. So hopefully that won't affect us for tomorrow's game, but who knows?
Yep. So that one's done. Now let's talk about Tuesday's game, 7:30 in the Billy Harrison Fieldhouse. The Raiders of Northwest Florida State coming 16-1 overall, ranked number 1 in the state coaches poll, ranked 4th in the NJCA national poll. Got a new head coach this year, Greg Heyer. He was at Chipola for some time and went off and been off and then came back, and they're playing some ball right now, Coach.
Yeah, Coach Heyer, he was at LSU a couple of years ago as an assistant, so he's been at SEC, the highest level. Great coach, does a great job. He's recruited a great team. The number 4 team in the country, and we actually saw the game they lost. We were playing in a tournament with them, and they were up like 13 with I don't know how many minutes to go, and then they just blew the game.
I went back Indian River.
Indian River is very, very good, but they were up double digits with maybe 4 minutes to go and lost, and we watched the game. So we just saw them, Georgia Highlands beat us, and then they decimated Georgia Highlands. So obviously we know we're in trouble. They're very good at screen roll. They're very good in transition. They're very good offensive rebounds. So if we don't offensive rebounds, if we don't play screen roll well, if we don't get back in transition, we will get annihilated. We have to do those 3 things, and then we need 3 guys to step up and play. So 3 guys have to really shoot it tomorrow. And it really doesn't matter who it is. 3 guys have got to have big games for us. Can't be just one. 3 guys have got to say, Coach, we got you. We're going to have 15, 20-point games. If we get 3 guys to do that, and then if we rebound and defend, get back in transition and box out and defend screen roll, we can have an opportunity to beat the number 4 team. If 3 guys don't step up, and we haven't, and I'll be honest with you, almost at no time this year we had 3 guys step up and shoot the ball well. 2 guys, it never seems like we can get 3. Right. But if we get those 3, I think we can very well compete with them. If we don't get the 3, if we don't rebound, if we don't stop screen roll, if we don't get back on D, it's going to be a long day for the Commodores.
Yeah, because like I was talking about, you were talking about rebounding, 40.9 points a game. So they do well on the boards. They clean up their stuff. They move the ball around 17.5 assists a game.
Yeah, they're a good basketball team.
So good basketball team. And then your reward for that, Coach, is you get to travel over to Pensacola State.
That's right.
And we'll play. They're 9-7-0 overall and receiving votes in the state coaches poll. But going to Pensacola is just always a hard place for the Commodores.
It's tough. Pete does a good job as anybody coaching, and then I don't think they play before us. So I think they're going to have all this time to get ready for us, which is okay. It's once. Last year, every team got a chance to get the bye before us. It was just one of those things, and it's really tough when you have to play on 2 days' notice, and the other team may have to be playing on 5 days' notice, and they have 5 days to rest and prepare only for you, and you have 1 day to prepare for the other team. And that 1 day is coming off a game, which you're not going to run your guys hard when you're playing Tuesday and Thursday. Wednesday, you're not going to kill your team getting ready for the other team. So extremely difficult, but we're much happier with this year's schedule than last year's.
Yep. So in this case, we'll be the opener for 2 panel conference teams, and the panel conference right now is rocking and rolling. If we look at it's Northwest Florida, we talked about 16-1, Chipola 14-2, Tallahassee is 15-3, Gulf Coast 11-5, and Pensacola is 9-7. State coaches poll: Northwest 1, Chipola 2, Indian River 3, Florida Southwestern 4, Santa Fe 5, Tallahassee is 6, Eastern Florida State 7. Polk State is 8, Gulf Coast is 9th, State College of Florida is 10th, and Pensacola State College receiving votes. Quickly we'll look teams from Region 8 in the national poll. Northwest 4th, Chipola 7th, Indian River 12th, Florida Southwestern 20th, Santa Fe is 24th, Eastern Florida State, Gulf Coast also receiving votes in that national poll. So, Coach, it's time to tie our shoes on, get ready to play, and the Commodores open tomorrow night, Tuesday, in the Billy Harrison Fieldhouse. Women play at 5:30, men play at 7:30. Come out and watch the Commodores play on the Commodore Sports Network.